There's this belief that if a woman does not marry early, or there's the probability that she would never marry, or let alone find love at a later age, or she's widowed, or she's divorced, believe that she would never find love again. Now, is it possible for you to find love even after going through a divorce? We have with us Muni King, who's going to share with us her own story also on how she found love at the age of 62. Welcome to the show.
Oh, thanks very much.
Muni.
Thank you for having me.
All right, good to have you on the show.
Thank you.
So we're not going to be interviewing, we're just going to actually initially share our own thoughts about the fact that we have lots of friends and family members who, or even aunties and mothers, who have been through a divorce, or maybe lost their husband or wives. And the men find it easy to move on. In the next 1 year, remember when Pastor Bimbo died, you know, we were all sad. Before you know it, bada bang, Pastor Taiwo has remarried to another beautiful woman, you know. But people were saying that if it was the reverse, would Pastor Bimbo ever have remarried? Possibly no. So out there in Nigeria, the assumption is that once you're a woman, you're supposed to stay unmarried because it keeps you chaste. It means that you're chaste. It means that you're responsible. But you found love at the age of 62, even after going through, I think, it's a divorce.
That's correct.
So that's why I wanted to have this conversation. That how does a woman who has been through something like that actually go back and find love? Let me let you come in first.
Right. Well, it was a long time. I mean, I was divorced back in 1993, so it has been a long period. From then, I kind of focused on bringing up my family. I had a young family at the time. And I really put any thoughts of getting together with anyone on the back burner. And I let things take their course, you know. It got to the stage where my children were now grown, and I was advancing in years, and you know, they were going their own way. They were leading their own lives. Of course, I have grandchildren as well, so my time was spent looking after them as well, interacting with them. But I was online on Facebook, actually, and there's a history forum that I was very active in at the time because, you know, I love history. It was a Nigerian history platform. And there was this chap there, and we started commenting on the same posts and things, and things just grew from there, really. There was no intent.
Right.
But I'll just say that earlier on, because we actually met in person last October when I returned to Nigeria. But earlier in the year, I was still in London. I was away in London for 28 years, actually. And early in the year, I'd gone to a church service. It was a New Year service, and after the sermon, we'd been asked to write down 6 things we'd like the Lord to do for us this year. So normally, all my requests would be about children, about work, that sort of thing. But on this occasion, I put down, I would love to find somebody.
Wow.
To be my own.
Let's pause right there, because as I didn't want this to be just about you.
Of
We
course.
all have aunties and situations where it's been difficult moving on. And so the focus has always been on taking care of the kids. Now, let Nima come in here.
Okay,
what are your thoughts on people finding love again?
Yes, I have an auntie. I've always wondered why she refused to marry. She's been through 2 marriages, 2 very painful experiences that, you know, divorced twice, and then later widowed. So I've always wanted her to try again, and probably, you know, maybe the 3rd time would work. But she's just about family, about raising the children. And that's too is a lot of work, because, you know, they are growing. This is when you give your best. So I was wondering if I could pick from your story whether our priorities for now were just, you know, too selfless for her to be concerned about herself. But you were also the same. You did the same. You had to take care of your children.
At what point did you cross from the children to you?
I then want to, you know, to link it to the mentality that we have in our society. Cultural Africans would think it's irresponsible. It's not the right thing to go and look for
Yes.
that kind of thing.
I'm telling you,
know?
I have a friend too. Her mom, very pretty, just like she has your complexion, pretty lady. You know, her husband has passed on many years ago, and there was a time a friend was telling me, I think Mumsy can let her just find somebody. And she was actually willing, but he just didn't. He didn't sit well.
How many men in their 70s or in their 60s in Nigeria would go and say they want to marry someone in her 50s or in her 60s?
They will go for 20.
Most of the time, or in the 30s. Most of the time, when a widower is saying that, oh, I just lost my wife, the children will say, let's find someone that can take care of you, and then they go pick a 30-something-year-old. They don't think of a 50-something. They don't think of someone who's been married before. They think of a young person, and that is the issue. So who are you going to marry, even when you're interested?
That's a good question, because if that woman applies herself as you did to Facebook, if that woman, because she just took on the responsibility, I'm taking care of my children, I'm in the house, you lock yourself up there, and you're doing mommy, you go to church, you come home, and that's it. But if you apply yourself, you stay in the game, you talk to people, you hanging out, you might actually meet somebody who needs a companion.
Yeah, but I don't think she was on Facebook to meet
But
somebody.
at least she was somewhere in circulation.
She was productive.
She was doing something that kept her in.
Because I was going to say,
Yeah.
another factor that women face, why they don't find love again, is because when my mother had left my father, she didn't divorce him, but they had left. And me, I used to look, my mother was very beautiful, and I was like, Mommy, hey, this is your beauty. Don't let's waste your beauty. Let's go to Ikoyi Club. You fellas' wife, they will chase you. Money will come to this family. My mother will say, no, only one man for me. Fella is the only man for me. Fella is not sending you. Let's go. She will not answer me. Then when Femi now moved into the house with us, when Buhari locked up Fela, and Femi now moved into the house, I said that thing to Femi's hearing. That's why I'm bringing up this point. Femi was like, my mother? I will look after my mother. No, my mother, which man? No, so the children,
Are also,
especially when they are boys, and I think you had 4 boys.
Yeah, I have 4
will
boys,
not let you
yes.
have any man. They will disturb the man.
It was a
From the point
constraint.
of looking after, I think I can understand Femi's sentiment, but from the point of her needing a companion, someone, that she can talk to, someone that can,
Which kind of talk?
Yes,
They don't
I
talk
think that now,
Companionship.
had it been earlier, I'm sure I would have had problems from my boys. I'm definite on that point. But now, as they have got their own families, they understand the intrinsics of personal relationships and how important it is to have a companion.
I also think about knowing yourself. You see, when you get to that age, there's a class of you're comfortable with who you are. You
Definitely.
know your weaknesses. You have self-love. You're productive. You're heading something. You're doing something productive. And man might probably see that, but if our life is skewed all around, I don't have time for men. My only focus is on maybe church, which is another place where a lot of women go into when they get into that phase of I'm done with relationship, I'm done with love. The idea of love is even mythical. I was listening to a message from my pastor and he said, tell your neighbor I love you. And everybody, see, I saw your reaction. It's like, just stop, because we don't even say it. We don't think that you should say I love you, and it doesn't come natural to us,
But
especially
if I don't know the
Africans.
neighbor, why will I tell them I love them?
Because you love them because God loves them. It's just
exactly.
plain. Like,
As a human
we're
being,
not,
What if he's a murderer?
as your fellow man.
just being able to say it. We don't vocalize it. So when you cannot conceptualize that I love someone, marriage is as seen as a responsibility to have children. When you're in your 50s, you don't need to have children. You don't. So it's more like.
From the point of responsibility and from the point of what I term as African class, some women will say, I'm widowed. I cannot be heard to be searching for love after this one.
What's
and
love?
It's one man for me mentality. Once I have been married, I don't want to know another man besides that man.
but
So you stop being human and your emotions, because these are human needs that you must find.
I think I have to point out, I was not looking for love. I really was. It actually, yes, it came. And it was a petition that I'd put to God, but I was not out there actively seeking. Right. And, it actually hit me as a thunderbolt when I realized that it had happened, So it was...
Yeah, but you see, that the point is that you consciously asked God for it.
Yes.
How many mothers today who are alone would consciously ask? They'll just say, I am married to Jesus.
Mariah, you got it. As in,
My mother will be there undressing. In fact, the driver comes in, Taylor comes in, everybody, she doesn't care. So her, everything is now is for Jesus. So she just hand out. When the first time my husband entered her room, okay, mommy's dressing okay. That's how she's like, I mean, I can't be seeing that kind of thing. You know, because to her, there's nobody else. It's just her. But is that the right way to see life? Is that the right way for us to see life? Is that real happiness?
I don't think so. I don't think so. I think that, you know, they should try as much as possible to find again. It is an emotional need, and even God, okay, in the Quran, we are supposed to, after your waiting period, you are supposed to remarry. You are allowed to remarry. It's an option that you can take. You know, the only right way to meet your sexual needs, your emotional needs, is within the confines of marriage.
What is a
50, 60-year-old woman doing having sex?
Okay, is there a limit to...
I like that question.
Let's take a break. When we come back to continue the conversation. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Okay.
All right. So,
Can I take some tweets
yes,
first?
please, YK.
Josie K, the thing is, if you are rich, you look for another love. But if you are poor, you go face your children. So I'm guessing you are poor?
Okay, Jude says, it's apparently
I
better to
was
find...
comfortable.
Okay, it's apparently better to find love later in age and be happy than being in a fictitious love from an early age. And Jessica says, I drop cap for this woman, Sha. Help me ask if the guy is younger than she is.
He's slightly younger, yes.
Slightly younger. Oh,
He
cool.
is,
That's
yes.
nice. But let me come to you ladies now. Not so much our guests. What's a 60-year-old woman? We hear of companion. Yes, you want a companion. People say, I can find that companionship in the Holy Spirit. I can find that companionship with my children. I can find that companionship with my friends. So that issue of companion. But the issue of sex, which I know it's a breakfast show, we can't talk about it, but that intimacy, can't a 60 or 70-year-old woman
Can I
do
answer?
without it? Yes, why?
Can I answer? When I was young,
Right.
and I would see maybe my parents going into the room, we'll be looking at ourselves, going,
at what
these
age?
people doing going there? You know, when you see too young, too old, who you at 50, in your 20s, a 50-year-old person is old. Just this, they are spoilt. These people are spoilt. One day, my partner and I are discussing, the way we enjoy it. That's how we used to be judging our parents when we were younger. Meanwhile, we are the age that we used to judge our parents.
Anything is better older?
Yes, you know your body
Doesn't really
more.
matter.
I think so.
The reality is that it is a need, and everybody, that's the human part I'm talking about.
Even 70 years.
The older you
80.
get,
Not
the
have
more,
hypertension.
the more you know, in tune with reality that you are, because you will accept it by force, by fire. The seat there now is that, you know, you have these needs, you want it met, but you know, you are looking at society, looking at
My
your
mother
children,
is 71.
looking
I
at
don't
other
think
people.
she has that need, with all due respect. My
She-
mother is 71
she
years
has
old.
You are not
blocked
in her, she has
herself.
blocked, cultured herself not to have
Exactly. So, you know, that is why you have high blood pressure. You see a lot of Nigerian women with high blood pressure, this, that, diabetes, because
arthritis.
that need is not being met.
And I also
Really, Dr.
appreciate
YK.
I
Yes.
appreciate the Holy
Yes.
Spirit. He is our ever-present help in times of need. But if you're seen to be communicating with the Holy Spirit, it will be tending towards being insane.
Thank you.
So you cannot sit down in your house and say you're feeling somehow you want to talk to the Holy Spirit. So I'll now start saying, Holy Spirit, so how do
My
I
mother talks
deal
to the
with
Holy
this
Spirit, though. My
situation?
mother talks to the
It
Holy
would
Spirit,
almost
Dad.
start to be feeling like, do you have some, there is a part for the spiritual things.
Yes.
Do you understand? But I want to sleep and then be able to just roll into someone or something, or have somebody just scratch my back. You know, some parts will be eating you, some weird
That scratching back is so nice.
some weird parts that you cannot reach.
Our mothers will now put
Let me take this
demarcation
call.
and carry baby and put there. Carry all their
It's true.
grandchildren and make
Interesting. In fairness, actually, my father's second wife remarried.
Oh.
Interestingly, I mean, I heard. I mean, I can't confirm it, but I heard that she remarried and she's happy. My mother is here, loving just Jesus. Let me take a break.
When you grow older, like YK said, and you're very sexually active, you tend to live longer.
And you look younger.
My grandfather.
Hello, you there? Ooh, yes, we can hear you. Go ahead, please. You're live. Go ahead. We're having issues with our phone lines today. Yes, you're saying
You
something.
look
Nima.
younger.
I was talking about my grandfather, who married my grandmother when he was close to 50 or above 50.
Okay.
And he lived to be 100. So she lived and she had 15 children. So you must know that he was very
Active.
viviparous. And Baba lived longer. He was very healthy, very sane till, he passed.
You look at
There are two sayings.
Mugabe.
Sorry to interrupt you. One, body no be wood. Second,
At
Kusarugbo
70,
Ghana.
at 70, YK, your body is wood. With all due respect.
Mariah,
At
you don't
70,
cast your body,
You don't
please.
dry.
So yes,
Antimony, please.
she doesn't want to talk about that part.
No,
But I think that
how do you know? Did she tell you that?
Yeah, she mentioned.
Did you say that?
Yeah.
What's that?
Is the body wood or not?
No, but apart from that, we're not.
Let
we're
her
reducing-
answer now.
She doesn't want to
She
answer
doesn't want to
YK.
talk about
You
it.
don't?
No.
Oh.
We're reducing the idea of relationship to this sexual
Exactly,
fulfillment. It's
which
much
is
more
not.
than that.
It is a whole heap more than that.
Yes.
We know
Tell
now.
us what it's about, Muni.
But it's a very important
For
part of it.
me, it is the companionship. It is loving, respecting, honoring the other person. It is living your life together. It's finding fulfillment where you're fulfilled in yourself and you're fulfilled with the other person as well. Relationships are not easy, especially when you've been alone for many years. You've developed certain habits, you've developed certain, you're entrenched in your ways. So bringing another person into your space and that other person accepting you into their space, there is a lot of empathy that's involved.
Let me take this call. Morning, are you there?
Hello?
Shola, are you there? Thanks for calling. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, my name is Shola Taiwo.
Yes, go ahead.
I actually want to comment on the program. This is very, very interesting. Number one, I think once women get married at a young age, the mistake of the man, the woman tends to disconnect the man and transfer that love he had for the man onto the children. So the woman is already entangled with the children. So it's easier for her to continue when the man is late or has gone because she has transferred that love to the children. She always finds the point of desperation when the children have also moved on. Then she now transfers that love onto Jesus or onto church or onto religion. But the man, because he has only one love for a woman, so when the woman dies, he just have to remarry because he doesn't put those love on children. He only puts responsibility on children.
Right.
So there's a different disparity between man and woman.
Thank you very much,
also
Shola.
does not
Thank you very much,
I
Shola.
also think that when you have cases of the woman not moving on with her life, she would have to give that emotion to someone else. So you have the influence of the mother-in-law factor heavy in a relation in the family because she has to put it somewhere. She has to put that time into something, and then she influences the relationship of her children or influences the life that her children are living. But if she's busy, because I know a friend whose mom doesn't have as much time that she thinks she wants her mom to be more available, but the mom is always saying, I cannot leave my husband alone. No. And he's one day, you are with your own husband and children. I cannot leave my husband alone. And it is because she is fulfilled there. The only reason she'll come and spend some more time with you is because she's trying to use you to occupy herself.
I agree with you, but Jessica is saying that my
So
mom...
wait, before talking, I used to that we should advocate for our parents to either remarry or find
Yes.
love so
So
that they
that's
don't
the reason.
start coming into our own lives and try to
But
take
then the
up that.
concern of those women is that, the new love she finds also loves her children, especially when the kids are little. For instance, my mom has the time whenever I have children to come and spend some time with me. But if she was married to someone who didn't really know me or, love me, she might not have that time for me.
Let me take Lola. Lola, are you there? Hey, thanks for calling. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, I'm 64 years and I'm widowed.
Sorry?
So I can understand that. I've been widowed for, nearly just 2 months. And in my mind, I'm thinking, I'll have to take my time. Can you hear me?
Difficult to hear you, but
Continue.
Okay, you can't hear me, but I can hear you. That's what I'm saying is that
64?
I'm 64 and I've just been widowed. And this discussion is very relevant to me. So after a while, right now I'm not feeling like, I should get involved with anybody because, I want to enjoy some freedom and all that. But with time, I think I'll be thinking about, I'm not the type that is involved with looking after grandchildren and all that and all. Their parents are looking after them.
Okay.
So,
thank you very much.
I don't mind. I think with time, but I can flow with this discussion. I really enjoy it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Lola. So in Lola's case, I didn't really hear everything she said.
She said she's 64, she's widowed, she's been widowed I don't know how long, and she's
enjoying her freedom.
She's enjoying her freedom.
Okay.
And she doesn't want to be looking after her grandchildren, like they have their parents.
Let me summarize these tweets from Jessica together. He's saying that his mom has been divorced, has been widowed for over 20 years, and he has been asking her to remarry, and that you are extremely lucky to find love, because the abuses tend to be that when you're much older, younger people see you not as love, but as a gain, as an interest. They try to take advantage of you. It has to be monetary when you're much older. So he's saying that you're very lucky to find love at that age.
I can safely say that's not the case. In this regard.
Well, you see, the thing is, she was fulfilling. And Raya always says that you must find purpose before you find love.
Definitely.
So she was following a line of interest, commenting, living her life to the fullest. Somebody now saw that life and engaged with that person, realized that it was worth investing his own time with. So don't just sit down and stay inside your house and think love will come into the house.
Let's take a break. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. So as we're rounding up, let us bring this home. Muni, I want you to help a lot of women out there who went through what you've been through, and they've sort of just let themselves go. They just like, listen, I have nothing else. I'm not, they are so ingrained in that culture of, let me just focus on my children. I want you to help them understand how you moved from, okay, the kids are grown now, recognizing your need and accepting that you needed a companion. How did that transition come? Help the women out there understand so that they too can also take those decisions if they have to.
There was a lot of prayer involved, as I said. I put in my petition. I left it to God, really. There was also that push not to keep a closed mind or a closed heart to what presented. My ideal man would be tall, dark, handsome.
Even at the age of 16.
From childhood, that's like the dream that one has. But you look more at personality. You look at the person. You look at their heart. You look at what they are offering. It's like my fiance, because he proposed within, I think it was 6-7 months. We were both aware from when we met, because when we did eventually get to meet, we got along famously, and we found we had so much in common. We found ourselves laughing together. He met my family, I met his family. We dated for a long while. It was like we'd go to music shows, we'd go to
so sweet.
To the beach together.
That sounds so foreign.
So why would that be foreign?
It sounds so foreign. I'm just thinking about my mother saying, I'm going to the beach, you're going to the... I wonder my mother, yaka. Like one day.
Well, it depends on what you do for your leisure time. It depends on your leisure time.
But I'm just thinking, I'm not the cause of her problem. I'm just wondering that...
But when she travels a lot, and then she might just...
mother has gone home to take care of her children, her grandchildren over there, not to go and...
But there's something we mentioned while we're on break, which is that you have to look the part.
Yes, you look beautiful, you look attractive.
You look awesome for a 60-plus woman. She looks awesome for a 50-plus woman. A man can look at her and proposition either of you because you look good. Right. But there's some women that they look 60, like in the African setting, and they are so...
They look 70, but they're actually 60.
And they've so let go of themselves that no man is going to see that and think this will give me companionship. It's more like this woman has a lot of problems. You know, we wear our problems all over. Like we carry the problems, the weight, and the family is worrying me.
I think this is where you have to have a faith. You have to have a faith. You have to have hope. You know, you can't just like let everything go and say, oh, my life is finished. You can't do that, you know. I mean, life is as long as you want to make it, as long as God gives it to you. You know, and you need to embrace it.
Bossy, are you there?
I'm calling from Lagos. 3 things affect finding love at a later age. 1, making yourself available. Just like the auntie on the program this morning has done. She was available, even though she wasn't looking for love. 2 was attitude. A lot of women, when they've lost their husbands or their marriages, they carry an attitude that drives men away. Even when they're taking care of family, they repel men, you know. They just, even when they now get to the age where they have time for men, they think they don't need the men. But that's not true. And then the third thing is women ourselves. We tell ourselves, why do you want to marry? Take care of your children.
Self-doubt.
A staff of mine lost her husband, a very young woman. And then we said, okay, let's send you to Ghana for a change of state. Do you know what her mother said? That she cannot travel for at least a year after the death of the husband. And that was the end of it.
That's culture.
So we ourselves as women, we put ourselves down. We encourage the men to go and look for another woman, even before the wife is told, even before she's buried, even before the marriage is over.
Thank you very much, Bosse.
Encourage ourselves.
Thank you very much, Bosse. Very good point, Bosse.
Let me add to what Bosse. The 3 things she said, very important, very key. Then the first one is the companion now, the man in the picture, looking at the woman and looking at whatever past she has had as bukata, as you know, as too much of a responsibility for him to take on. A woman that has kids can still find love. It doesn't matter really how you can work out something. You know, she must have been missing those responsibilities before the relationship. It's not because she has kids that she's getting married.
But that brings me to this. You know, when in the Oyinbo setting, when the husband dies, or the divorce, the children take her out. But in the African setting, it's totally different. I know you have no work, but look after the grandchildren. That's your work. You know, nobody's going to say, my mother is young, let's go to the cinema together. No. Cinema. Do you still watch film? They will be asking
I think I'll take my mother out.
Do you still watch films?
I think I'll take my mother out to watch a movie.
But I think on the final,
now you're talking.
Maybe if I take her out, maybe there might be a guy.
Find fun. But I think on the final note that she mentioned it briefly, I think women should realize if you're a mature woman or if you're divorced or something, I deserve love. I am worthy of it. You know, tell yourself I deserve it. I'm worthy of it. I am beautiful enough to be found attractive.
You're worthy of love. You're worthy of respect.
I agree with you a bit.
Worthy of honor.
You're worthy of honor. But I think what is difficult for us, the children, to understand is, can my mother be with another man? What rubbish. What rubbish.
Exactly, that's what my brother was thinking.
No,
you see, when I was
can't even fathom it.
My brother said, my mother, God forbid.
It's true now. Please.
You deserve it.
I rather her just marry Jesus and just let her. Let's not know she's married to Jesus.
You see? This is the attitude of the children. Let her marry Jesus.
Yes. She's 50, she's 70.
It's important to have your relationship with God. Definitely. You know, that forms the basis of my relationship with my fiancé as well. Our relationship has
still
that.
Sounds weird when I hear say fiancé. Like,
unfortunately, we have to round up.
I mean, are you going to invite us to your
fiancé.
wedding?
Well,
I like to come for your wedding. Maybe my mom will be inspired. I'll bring her along. My mom is actually a very, very sophisticated person, so she should get married. I'll see what I can can do about that.
There you
71,
go.
right?
There you
Ah,
go.
Jesus, 70. Well, let's take a break. That's all we can take on the show. We're rounding up. Thank you very much, Muni King. Thank you very much for sharing your story with us today.
Not at all, my pleasure.
As you've probably seen on TV, we're looking for a member of the ladies of your view. If you'd like to be one of us, please upload a video to your Instagram page and hashtag your view auditions. Upload it, get people to like it. Hopefully we also like it, and the most likes will be shortlisted and then come on show for a live audition. We hope to have somebody very soon for the new year. Have a fabulous day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.